I walked in on my wife and her coworker naked in my house. Hi, welcome to my channel. Here we discuss problems related to romance, marriage, and past judgment. Before we start, if you have personal stories of how you got out of a toxic relationship with your cheating wife or girlfriend that you want to share, feel free to email them to me. Let's get started. This story was posted into our /relationship_advice by you /throw_ra_0123. Original story. My wife and I have been married for slightly more than 3 years now. Last Christmas, I found she had been having a long conversation with a coworker of hers, in which they talked about having had sex multiple times and that they couldn't wait for the next one. The guy said he was going to book a hotel near their office right after Christmas. In this conversation, when he said he was looking forward to seeing my wife, she would reply with things like "I'm looking forward to much more than just seeing you," etc. You get the idea. Overly flirty and sexual. When I confronted my wife, she denied the conversation existed. After deleting it, she showed me her phone to prove it didn't exist. But I had taken a few pictures. She then said it was all virtual and that they never did anything physical. To prove she was right, she messaged her coworker, in front of me, asking if he had booked the hotel. He replied not yet. She then asked if he was really expecting them to meet, to which he replied negatively. She promised they would never talk again and I agreed, simply because I love her a lot and wanted to trust her, but in my mind, I wasn't completely sure she had been honest. For a few weeks, I must admit I checked her phones a few too many times, so she changed her password, which I was fine with because I was probably being too paranoid. This week, I picked her phone up because I needed a code that had been sent to her phone number. I didn't even need to unlock the screen to get it. To my surprise, under the message with the code, there were other messages from the same guy. One of them was audio, the second one was a shirtless photo of himself in front of a mirror, and the third one said sweaty and a few emojis with the tongue. I confronted her since she had promised they wouldn't talk ever again and she said he just wanted to show her he's going to the gym to show progress. But that the rest of the times they talk it's just about work, and that this is just a coincidence. I asked her to show me the rest of their messages but she said she had mistakenly deleted their conversation history. My wife says she's going to change this time and that I never really forgave her and that's why she kept talking to the guy. She says this time she's really going to stop but I have a hard time believing it, or even if she does stop, I fear when things don't go so well between us she'll do it again. I really love her but can't keep living like this. Is there any situation in which this can work? What would you do? Update. After reading every single comment of the Reddit post, my brain just couldn't overcome the catastrophe and the collapse of the world I had built for me in which my wife is my love, my best friend and partner, as well as the person I admire the most. She was entirely perfect, and made me happy for many years. I thought no couple in the world could have what we had. We were both very happy for a long time. We were both attractive, we were both inherently good, had big hearts, and were individually wildly successful in our careers. After the Reddit post, I moved to an Airbnb and eventually with family to think things through. It was a terrible time but a psychologist helped me recover from a terrible mental state. It coincided with the pandemic hitting very hard in my city. I caught the virus, which didn't help. During this time, we kept talking and my wife was very sorry and continued saying they hadn't met. I knew it wasn't true but was willing to forgive the woman of my dreams, who continued being on the highest altar of my universe. Fast forward last Saturday morning, I went back to our place, ready to forgive her and talk things through in the most mature way possible. And well, there she was, but I was the one who received the biggest surprise, to say the least. The guy was in my house naked, and so was my wife. The guy from the messages, the guy from the pics. The one she said she didn't even like. I caught him hiding in my bathroom as my wife was putting her pajamas on. When I saw him hiding in my bathroom, he uttered "Sorry dude." For a second I asked myself, is this where I kill him? But I instantly replied I got nothing against you because the guy was just nailing this hot woman. Even if he was doing so in a house full of pictures of me. Pictures of our wedding and our families. Pictures of my dead father who would be so sad to see how the marriage he never witnessed was going to end. He has always been the reason I try to make the world a better place. He passed away 2 months before our wedding. I'm sorry. I still love her to death. But I understand enough is enough. Even if my world collapses, I hope I can build a new one without lies and in which I'm not just a blind believer under an altar of a fake god. Godspeed. Before we take a look at some replies by other Redditors, take a moment to like the video to show your support to the channel. Don't forget to leave your own opinion on the story in the comments down below. Now let's look at some comments. Awesomeness Prime wrote. Man, it's angering to read. What happened to you is awful. I'm 2 years ahead of you. I took a good 6 months to make sure I grieved, thought things through, and didn't date. I highly recommend it. Let yourself get through your feelings, but don't let the garbage keep you down. I can truly say my life is 100% better than it was. Now I laugh because the trash took itself out. After everything that happened, she did me a favor. Hard to see now, but better to not waste another second with a terrible person like that. And the guy who cheated with her, don't worry, he's a fool if he thinks it won't happen to him. Guess what happens when you involve yourself with a cheater? You get cheated on. You can do this. If one man can, so can another. I also suggest getting out and doing things you love. I got into obstacle course racing, haha. There's something about conquering an obstacle course that just gets the adrenaline going. Restrictions are still varying, but get out and do things you love. Don't sulk. There are good people out there, but obviously, you had one of an inferior character. Next time around, look for the red flags. Mine had more than a Communist Party parade and I still got married, did everything for her and put her on a pedestal. Never put anyone on a pedestal. That was my other mistake. Chase excellence, not women. She has to be a complement to your life, not your focus. You'll be okay. Get out there and kick ass. The Paper Crane 47 wrote. I wish you happiness from this day forward. You greatly earned it. I'm sorry you had to find out in the worst way possible. However, I'm extremely proud of you for not beating the guy into a bloody pulp. You were the more mature and bigger person here. File for divorce, if you can prove her infidelity so she can't pull anything over on you. Since she's a professional liar. Best of luck and may you find true love or a dog. Op replied to you / the Paper Crane 47 and wrote. Or a dog? Lol made my day. I love dogs. Vomiting Vegan wrote. Sorry, you had to experience this in the most extreme way possible by literally walking in on them naked together. Great composure when almost any reaction would have been justified. Just take your time and take care of yourself for however long it takes. I can't imagine the pain you have. Supermundani wrote. I wish you love in your life. You are not the problem. This will be painful, but in the end, you will be infinitely stronger. Feel no shame for the actions of others, for it is their karma in the end. Do not blame yourself. Your world has collapsed, but like a star exploding, the death of one situation births a new. Op replied to you / Supermundani and wrote. I'm going to forever cherish this. Thank you. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an upload.